In this part of the video, I'm looking more closely at the book called The Companion of Al-Muneer, which is our reference book on Tajweed learning here in Jordan. Okay, and it's called The Companion of Al-Muneer Q and Q, so it's question and question. The book is made in this format. It's in a first edition. It has been developed after the electronic WhatsApp group where we have revised all of the book chapters using questions, specific type of questions. So if we open it, we'll find the beginning, and of course it's registered in the and that has an ISSBN number, and then there's a small introduction, and simply we go immediately into the subject. So these are the name of the chapters. These are divided as the same names in the original book. So as I have said in the first video, when we open the first chapter, what we will find are some questions. So divided by colors to define each question alone. So this is the first question group, which is definitions. What are the definitions of the following terms? So I picked up from the original book, all of the terms that need definitions. So this was my first question for the students on the first day. On the second day, I was asking about enumerate. اذكر ما أنواع بين حدد, whatever, enumerate these issues. So these are things that you could enumerate from the chapter itself, from inside the book. The third one is compare, or what are the differences between the following, and I begin bringing similar close terms that are close to each other but have a difference in between them, a small difference. And this is the second level of learning, or the second level of mind processes. Wherever we're going higher, that means we are going into more complex mental learning skills. So this is compare. These questions are compare, and let's say this is israf and ta'assuf. Compare them between their definitions first and what are required in reading Quran. Do we use israf or ta'assuf in reading or not? So I have tried to pick up the terms that are close to each other and ask the student to differentiate between them and actually tell them what are the issues that I want them to discuss in the comparison. If you open here, these are أسئلة اشرح, explain, and once more they are defined by color. So you'll have white and a bit darker background to them, so you could differentiate between different questions. And these are all of the explanation questions picked up from the chapter itself. And in the final section is أسئلة علل, why is this and why is that, or explain why. I'm concentrating on the reason. Or ما الحكم الشرعي, how do you perform this reading, for example, how is it accepted or not. So these are the fifth group. Going further, this is the second chapter, and so on. So the idea is that the book is divided by the chapters, and these are questions for each chapter. Now, I made use of any empty space. Wherever I had some empty space, I put in the explanation of what I said in the video. For example, this one is just a flash about the story of how this book was developed. This flash is about how to deal with the basic reference and how to learn from it better. So I'm advising to read from the basic reference. This flash is about how do students deal with the questions. Are they a bit huge or not? How to not feel challenged by the number of the questions, but actually let them be used as a guide for the student. So wherever I have something empty, these pages no empty spaces between the questions, but wherever I had an empty space, I put some flash about some of the issues I explained in the video, and there are definitely more issues. So if we go to the table of contents, this will be even more clear. Okay, this is the last chapter. So once more, each chapter has the same divisions of the questions. First definitions, then enumerate, then compare, then explain, and then tell me why. Okay, and this is the second chapter, and so on. Then I have another table of contents. These are still, we're still in the chapters themselves. And once we finish the chapters, these are the table of contents of the flashes. So these are the subjects I talk in the flashes. So wherever I'm using the flashes, I'm talking about how to use, for example, I'm talking about what is the main aim of the book. Then why do some students consider the number of questions large, but how to deal with them, and so on. For example, how does the handwriting work with the brain? How can I use this inside a center teaching dentistry? Teaching Quran, I mean. How do I deal with questions that need a definition? How do I deal with a question that needs numeration? How to deal with the specific types? So I'm teaching the student how to look for these and how to answer. Then I'm talking about issues about evaluation and how to use this book as for the teacher to build teaching strategies, different teaching strategies. For example, strategies of thinking, strategies of musabaqat, meaning some competitions, using the note taking, using different strategies, which are strategies of teaching. These are the most developed strategies of teaching. It's how to use this book in these teaching strategies, and even some of them are self-learning strategies. And then I'm talking about self-learning, how to apply it in an electronic course, how to make this book something to build on, and so on. And of course, as any book, I always make an area where I'm asking people to please revise it, and if you find anything that needs addition, please do it. And as you see, these are empty now. Muraja'a, it was not revised by anybody or certified by anybody yet, because my methodology in all of my books are the following. Whatever I have in mind, I put it into a book, okay? I try not to keep it in my mind. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to keep it for myself. I want everybody to make use of it. The copyrights are open, but still, am I correct or not? I always bring and do revisions. For example, this book was revised and certified by Dr. Ma'mun al-Shimali. This yet has not been certified by anybody. But the idea is, I know it's no longer like old times where the scholars write the books. Now we are students are contributing by writing the books. But I'm telling you, I'm still a student. I have some mistakes, and I'm asking people, scholars, our great scholars, to revise and come back to the books after me and say if they were correct or not. The previous books in the videos are all certified and revised. This book has not been yet revised. And it's open for anybody. What do I want to develop it into? Once more, an application that brings you the questions in formats. I would like to make it as an application that gives you a reminder. The questions will pop up to your mobile, whatever. These are open issues that you could deal with. Any copyrights are open. Anybody who would like to use it, feel happy to. I would be happy to contribute to anybody and collaborate with anybody. If you want to translate it as well, I'm happy to do that. Whatever could help you, just let me know, and we'll see you in the next video.